Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. Actually, last week we are discussing about the roadmap to the various national level engineering colleges. Next, number of seats in the national level engineering colleges, in IITs, triple ITs, NITs, etc. And about the weightages or important chapters in maths, physics, chemistry of JEE Mains. Particularly, mathematical weightages we completed. Chemistry weightage also we completed. Whereas coming to today we will discuss about the weightages or weightage chapters in the physics for the mains, and then we'll discuss about the various cutoffs for the to write the JEE Advance or to get into the IIT Advance exam. What are the minimum requirements and what is the minimum cutoff required, and what are the scopes for getting into NITs or IITs, etc. Next, we'll discuss about the important chapter for the advanced maths, physics, chemistry, and also various state level engineering entrances like the MSET, both MSETs, and also their number of engineering colleges and their marks or their weightages we'll discuss. Now, coming to the last week's continuation, we left with the mains important topics. Mains important topics today, already on that day also I discussed. Depending upon the person to person, few chapter may be easy, few chapter may be hard. But overall, general student tendency, general student, 95% of the students, what they will feel, which chapter they will feel hard, or which chapter they will feel tough, like that. Depending upon that, and the last 3 previous year papers, because every year they are conducting the online examination, 2 slots from last year onwards. So the total 16 papers, and the last year another 8 papers this January also they conducted. Overall average I am writing. Depending upon the overall analysis of the last 3 years papers, it is generally easy to the hard and more weighted chapters. Easy to the hard, more weighted chapter. In physics, if we take, it is electrostatics. A compulsory question is coming. Generally, most of the students may feel easy. Next is nothing but current electricity. Electrostatics, current electricity. Next, third point if you take, in physics I am talking, EMI, that is called electromagnetic induction. EMI, electromagnetic induction. Next point, majority of the students they will feel easy, but this is semiconductor devices and communications. Semiconductor devices and communications. Next is modern physics. Modern physics. So few people may feel that different type of topics may be easy. That is different. I am talking overall, in general, majority of the students. So electrostatic, I am talking about the chapter. Compulsory question is coming for the last 3 years, and also which is easy to hard. Electrostatic, current electricity, EMI, electromagnetic induction, semiconductor devices, modern physics. Next is coming to the magnetism. Next is optics. Magnetism, optics. Next, waves and oscillation. I'm talking about magnetism. Next, optics, waves and oscillation. Waves and oscillation. If you take the next is thermodynamics. Thermometry, thermodynamics. So, if you take like this, next in that related heat transfer will come. Heat transfer. And major chapter I am not writing that, actually it is called as the heat transfer. Next is the mechanics part. In that, that is Newton's laws of motion or work, power, energy, rotatory motion, friction. Generally, students may feel hard. Some people or students may be very perfect in that. Definitely they can do. You are getting compulsory questions, but that is the hardest chapter in general according to more number of students. So in the mechanics part, I am giving it end. So these are the major chapter according to the weightages wise in the mains last 3 years. So next point, if we observe it in the this physics, some subtopics are there from where the compulsory question is coming for the last 3 years. If you take experimental physics, practical physics, we say in experimental physics, vernier calipers, screw gauge, and say oscillations, that is calculation of the simple pendulum, time period, etc. And also particularly in simple pendulum experiment, the conditions required. So in this practical chemistry, physics, if we take particularly, some conditions are required while doing that experiment. That conditions, and from that we'll draw the graph also. That is also very important. And one question is compulsory. Next point, if we take a damped oscillation for last 3 years, compulsory majority of the paper, the question is there. Next, if we take a thermodynamics, the graphical related problem is air graph. So next is in the modern physics, based on the concept of Bohr's model, photoelectric effect, and de Broglie's. If you take every paper, 2 to 3 questions are there. 2 to 3 questions are there. Next point, if you take in semiconductors, transistor related electronics. Why means particularly after writing the exam, all are entering to the engineering colleges. Particularly in engineering, that electronics is very, very important. Related to that question they are asking, that is a Ginor diode and their uses and a Ginor diode applications. That is a transistor, and related to that they are asking the questions. And these are the few important concepts which are almost occurring in the physics for the JEE Mains. So now coming to, we discussed last week, and those who wanted to go through the last week part 1 guidance, in the description it is there, that link, that also you can click and you can see the last week's program also. That continuation I am talking about the physics now. Next point is, after in this JEE Mains, maths, physics, chemistry, if you take, it is 25 questions, 25 questions, 25 questions. Out of that 20, it is a multiple choice and 5 numerical. Each subject 20 plus 5 is there, 75 questions are there. Now what happens, depending upon the capability of the student, they can weightage chapter give more preference, and remaining all chapter also you prepare, definitely wonderful rank. All you can attempt 75 out of 75 questions or 70 out of 75 depending upon your capacity. But weightages why I given is those who are not capable of doing all the chapters, at least according to weightages. If you follow, you may get a good rank. Now, if you take this particularly in the mains, each question plus 4 and a negative, it is -1. If you unattempted, 0 marks. This is the total. So total 75 questions, and into 4, maximum marks is 300. Maximum marks is 300. Now if you take carefully, the maximum marks is 300 for all the 3 subjects together I am talking. Now in this, if you take last year analysis, 2019, if you take, those who are getting 285 to 300 marks, according to this weightages, this 360 they conducted, but if you correlate to the 300, around 280 marks is below 100 rank. Whereas if we take, because they are giving the, after JEE Mains Entrance, they are giving the first percentage. After that percentage, they are giving the ranking. So I am telling that in the, with respect to the JEE Mains, student is having an opportunity to join in NITs, IIITs, and a central funded or government self-funded institute, government funded institute. So one is IIT after writing one more entrance, whereas NIT, next IIIT, and central funded or government funded institute. So in this, to get into this, what happens is those who are getting out of 300, if you are getting around 280, will be below 100 rank. So next point, if you are getting around 250, if you are getting below 500, or if you take, because already some people actually asked me also, percentage already given in the January. Now in the April also, they are in this April they are now postponed to July. They will give the percentage. After percentage, they will convert to the ranking. So if you take approximately 230 to 40 marks will make you 99%. Because I am talking about 230 to 240, why I am talking is out of 300, there will be paper to paper, there is a variation. Morning shift, evening shift, next day, 3 days they conducted. So morning, evening shift and paper to paper variation will be there. One paper may be easy, one paper will be hard. So around 230 marks plus if you get, you will get a 99%. 99% means the ranking, if you take carefully, it will be say below 1000 rank. Whereas if you take around 200 marks means 98%, 98 point you will get. And if you take this in the later stage, because you are not at an exam now, I wanted to go not going to the depth of that. But if you take one more point is there, means those students who wanted to join in a prestigious institute, NIT top colleges if you take, NIT Suratkal, NIT Tiruchirappalli, NIT Warangal, NIT Calicut, NIT Allahabad. These are the very, very wonderful, good colleges. To join into this, if you are getting 240 above, a wonderful branch and wonderful college. Around 200 if you get the marks, out of 300 I am talking. Definitely you will get in this college but not a good branch. Whereas if you are getting 150 above, definitely you will get a seat but not a good NIT. So somewhere in northeast, eastern states, so many NITs are there. In central, that is if you take the Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, so many are there. So to get into the top 5, definitely you have to get a good marks. If you are 180 above, 200 above, all first top 5 you will get, but not a good branch. If you take 180 above, you will get a good college. But if you take 150 also, a brand only good, but not college. Like that you will get. Next point, very important is, everyone actually will ask about the cutoff. JEE Mains cutoff. Because JEE Mains percentage of the marks of the rank is not only useful to join in the NITs or IITs or central funded, it is also useful for the IIT. What is that? Means if you take the last 2019, a student OBC, or you can say general category first will take, open category will talk. Open category student who got 89 percentile, a student who got 89 percentile is said to be qualified for writing the IIT advanced exam, which is now July they are conducting the mains, August they are conducting the advanced. So after writing, if you are above 89 percentile, then you are eligible to write the IIT. So like that, out of yesterday in the newspaper only given, because the last day is over for applying, 9 lakh students applied for the JEE Mains. Out of that, 2.5 lakh students, top 2.5 lakh students, they will say that they are eligible to write the advanced. So out of that, last year if you take open category students, 98% are above. Whereas if you take OBC students, around 76 percentile, and there is a new category also they have given, EWS, economically weaker section. Economically weaker section if you take, around 78% if you take, 78 percentile, they are eligible. Now I will convert this to the marks basis. So because shift to shift marks will change, but open category to get the 89 percentile, you have to get around 80 to 85 marks. 80 to 85 marks. If you score, you will be in the cutoff list, which is eligible for the writing IIT. And OBC 74, EWS economically weaker section 78, and SC/ST if we take, it will be 54 and 44 respectively. And PWD they have been actually last at 0% cutoff, almost 0. So now this is the cutoff. Now why I am talking about this? Those are capable, they can write, they prepare all chapters, they will get wonderful marks, 200, 240, 280, you will get a everywhere seat, and also you will write the advance, you will get. But those who are the mediocre students, that means those who want eagerly to join the IIT, eagerly to write the IIT advanced examination, at least they have to cut off, they have to cross the barrier here. They have to cross the barrier. Cross the barrier for open category students 80 to 85 marks. A very simple is by 4 if you take 21. Means out of 75 questions of maths, physics, chemistry. Out of 75 questions of maths, physics, chemistry, a student, if you attempt accurately, correctly, 25 questions. 25 questions. 21 into 21 questions. 21 into 4, 84 marks. He is said to be qualified. 21 I will make into 3 parts: maths, physics, chemistry. Because total subjects of MPC 75 questions. So total questions, if you attempt 21 accurately, correctly, you will be eligible for the getting the C or getting the qualification for the IIT advance. So 21 indicates that maths 7, physics 7, chemistry 7. So you see, I will made into a simple case. Is it after 2 years struggle, after 2 years wonderful studies in the different colleges, at home or in the tuitions, wherever you having the guidance, wherever you gone in the normal colleges also, government colleges also, everywhere, wherever you study, is it after 2 years studies you cannot attempt 7 questions properly in 7 physics, 7 chemistry? Definitely you are having, but there should be a perfect plan. Means out of 21 questions you have to attempt, means at least you have to prepare for 35 questions compulsory to cross the barrier. I am talking to cross the barrier. So 35 questions you have to prepare thoroughly according to the weightages of maths, physics, chemistry. Last week what I have given. If you go from top to bottom, how far you wanted to prepare depending upon your capacities, capabilities. You prepare either 35 questions. Few people may prepare for 50 questions. Few people may prepare for 75 questions total. Out of 35, if you attempt for 21 properly, accurately, you will get a crossing the barrier. If you are preparing 50 and you are attempting only 35 questions, you will get a seat somewhere. So, like that means that it is not a hard to attempt 21 questions. Means qualification or crossing the barrier or to cross the cutoff for a open category only I am talking, it's very, very easy. For OBC or SC, still number of questions are less. Still number of questions. Instead of 21 questions, they may attempt only 16 or 17. They will qualify. So then they can write the advance properly. And next point, if you want not only for cutoff, if you attempt more, you will directly need seat or triple ITC. Now, another important point if you take here, negative marking is there. Means those who are in the border or those who are doing a little work and only few chapters, don't go to negative mark. Very carefully, accurately, 100% you are perfectly attempted. You attempted. No, you are already attempting 60 or 70 questions. Definitely, there are 3 or 4 questions. You are logically, you know the answer. You attempted, no problem. So, if you attempt 5 questions unknowingly, simply not ABC. Simply not ABC. Say by knowing some logic, by knowing some answer, you attempted near answer. You are getting extra 5 questions you attempted. All the 5 also you will go -5 only. But if it is say 2 correct also, 2 into 4, 8 -3, 5 marks extra you will get. But we cannot take granted this. Depending upon your capacities, how many questions you attempted. So depending upon that, you can forward or you can do this type of work. So for this, if you have a perfect planning, definitely you cross the barrier, and those are perfectly doing all. You remember the 240 marks, 200 marks, 180 marks. You will be very easy to gain that good ranks and do good colleges. This is about the different colleges of the NITS, IIITs, etc. Now coming to IIT Advance. After qualifying, after 30-40 days, there will be IIT Advanced examination. IIT Advanced examination, if we take that number of questions and number of marks are not fixed. They are conducting for 372 marks one time. They conducted for 450 marks one time. They conducted for 550 marks sometime. We don't know. But IIT examination, if you take, you know that along with the single answer question, it will contain the multiple answer question, it contains the matrix matching, it contains the passages, it is an integer type questions, all that. So now, with this concept of the JEE Mains, because 34 days are there, now because much time due to the postponement of COVID, much time is there. Now onwards, if you prepare particular chapters, if you take the advanced important topics, if you take, all chapter preparing is different, and a few chapters it's a must to prepare. In the advances, if you take in the physics, dimensional analysis, and if you take motion of a particle, all application-oriented problems if you take. And next point, kinetic theory of gases. And if you take the capacitors, condensers, their applications, always a mixed concept only will come. And another thing is electromagnetic induction and current and electricity. All these chapters, if you prepare in a proper way, perfect way, easily you can attempt a more number of questions in them. Say advanced. And next in the physics, chemistry also, if you take a few chapters, I will tell, chemical bonding, redox reactions, if you take chemical kinetics, chemical equilibrium, because there is a physical chemistry where the problems are involved, thermochemistry, kinetic theory of gases, all these are very important. In mathematics point of view, if you take sequence and series is a compulsory question coming. Indefinite and definite integral, every time we are getting a question. And probability permutation, many times the matrix matching of passages are giving 2 or 3 questions will be related to that. In the probability, permutation, matrix indeterminate, vector algebra, 3-dimensional geometry, and complex number compulsory question is occurring, complex numbers. And circles and the straight lines related questions. Means these are the few topics. Okay. Every chapter, if you prepare, a wonderful rank. And one more important point involved in the IIT advanced examination is there will be 2 papers, everyone know, and in that 2 papers, overall, if you take around 50% of the marks, you are able to gain 50% of the marks only I'm taking. Definitely, you will get a seat in first 7 IITs like Bombay, Madras, Kharagpur, Kanpur, Chennai. These courses, say colleges, prestigious IITs. To get into that, 50% of the marks in IIT advance is enough. Whereas 60% or above more, if you get, you will get a good IIT with a good branch like the Bombay computer science will be below 60 rank only, all India below 60 rank, you will get the Bombay. That means to get that type of colleges in a good branch also, top 7 colleges, to get into that any branch means 50% enough. To get into a good branch like computer sciences, electronics means you have to get 60% of the mark. Whereas along with these 7 good IITs, there are so many IITs are there. I already discussed about in the last last week, around 13,000 seats are there in the IITs. So to get into the other colleges, Tirupati IIT is there, and Orissa, Bhubaneswar IIT is there, Roorkee, Ranchi, so many IITs are there. To get into these IITs, what happens is 40% marks are also enough. 40% means those who are mediocre students, I'm telling you, after crossing the barrier, and now also because much time is there, according to these weightages, few chapters perfectly, 70% of the chapters in math-based chemistry, if you prepare well, if you can attempt 50-60% of the questions only in the exam, and if you are getting 40%, you will get an IIT seat. So that means they are having so many opportunities. Particularly if you take the girls students, because for the last 3 years they are giving a supernumerary seats in NITS and IITs also. Extra seats are there for the particularly for the girls quota. In that category, girls are having more advantages to get into a good IITs. So if you every student you prepare according to weightages, give more preference, and all chapters doing is it is up to you. So this is the main thing about IITs, NITS, IIITs, etc. Now coming to our state level examinations. State level examination we take, we will say that it is a MSET. State level examination if we take, it is we will say that it is a MSET. So one major thing I wanted to clarify here, it is a JEE Mains examination or it is a IIT Advanced examination, there is a positive negative marking system. One major difference is in the MSET, both TS MSET, Telangana MSET or AP MSET, there is no negative mark system. First fundamental thing you have to, because in that examination, if you are confident, if you are more accurate, then only you will attempt the question. You will attempt the question to get into the good rank. Whereas in MSET, what happens? There is a no negative marks, but one major difference is there in all the three subjects together 3 hours, and in that 3 hours only 75 questions are you are writing in the main, or maybe in the advanced you may write only 50 questions or 45 questions. Whereas in the MSET, in the same specified time 3 hours, you have to attempt 160 questions. That is one major difference is there. One difference is there is no negative mark system. There is no negative mark system. One thing. And another major difference is here you have to attempt within the same specified 3 hours. Instead of 75 questions, instead of 40 questions, you have to attempt 160 questions within 3 hours. So in that 160, everyone know 80 mathematics, 40 physics, 40 chemistry. 80 maths, 40 physics, 40 chemistry. Now, if we take here the engineering colleges, if we take, there are two categories in the state level, maybe in the AP or Telangana. If we take in the Telangana, there is a Usmania University, JNTU, very prestigious university engineering colleges. In Andhra Pradesh also, there is a Andhra University, and also JNTU, Kakinada, JNTU, Anantapur, Sri Venkateswara, Tirupati, all these are university colleges. Whereas other colleges also there in every state, whether it is Telangana or Andhra Pradesh also, there are prestigious private colleges also. So if you take in the Hyderabad or surrounding a good 10 top, I can say that first private engineering colleges, a good ranking colleges is nothing but we take Chaitanya Bharati, CBIT will say. Next is we take Vasavi Engineering College, MVSR Matrisri. Another thing is MGIT. Another is Srinidhi Engineering College, BV Raju, Gokaraju Rangaraju College, CBR College. All this if you take a very, very prestigious private engineering college. So what is the difference actually? Major difference is if you enter a university colleges, definitely scope of further is very, very good. Scope of getting into a good opportunities in the jobs also very good, because 100% placement will be there in that. Whereas in that government university college, there is a difference of the amount also. If you take as of now also, JNTU Usmania per year fees of engineering is only 10,000. 4 years 40,000. Whereas in the private engineering college, a good prestigious college also, the minimum fees is around 1 lakh per annum. 4 years, 4 lakhs. So there is a difference there. And another point is engineering, a brand, if you take university college is the first brand. Either Usmania, JNTU or Andhra, everything, it's a brand. To get into that, facilities will be more, opportunities will be more, 100% placement will be there. In private college also, in the first top 10, there is almost 90 to 100% placement will be there. But depending upon the facilities, automatically universities are more preferred than that. Next, coming to how to write and what type of the topics are there. Why I am talking about this means, if you take 160 marks, 3 hours you attempt, there is no negative marks. So compared to other two advanced and the main, here what we will do is always first the student mentality is whichever subject starts, he will stuck on. If you are getting third question, fourth question, a very interesting, it's not coming, another time you will solve. That's not good. Don't stuck up at one point. Don't stuck up at one point. What happens? Let us imagine in general in MSET, chemistry subject first every student should take. In general. Some people maybe 1 or 2 extraordinary cases are there, that is different. Chemistry after taking that, attempt around 40 questions will be there very quickly, 20 or 25 questions. You attempt accurately, properly. And whichever known but lengthy methods are there. You know it, but you have to calculate. That type of thing is keep it review. There is a review button in that, computer based review. You can see later. Then go to the mathematics, 80 questions. Compared to JEE Mains and Advance, they are mainly concept oriented and mixed concept. Where in the MSET, direct questions will be there, but calculation are lengthy in MSET. Mathematics papers of AP, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana MSET also. Mathematics papers, not a fundamental concept only, not a mixed concept, but they will be lengthy calculations. Be careful. So after chemistry, attempt mathematics maybe depending upon your capacities, say 30 or 35 questions, whichever easy, you solve it. 1 or 2 step problem, you solve it. Then go to the physics, there also 10 or 15 questions, you solve it. Then go to the second round, which you kept a review, you know it, but lengthy calculation. That also you do in the chemistry also, in maths also, in physics also. The second round is meant for review questions. Review question is nothing but a known question to you, but a lengthy calculation. That you do it. Next point, the last 10-15 minutes. Definitely you have to attempt all 160. Keep it OMR marking for all the questions because there is no negative marking. There is no negative marking at the end. Definitely 160 questions you have to attempt. Means maybe depending upon your practice, depending upon your how much you are attempting, means it depends upon how much you have practiced. Depending upon that, you may be solving only 100 questions or 80 questions or 120 questions in the first and second round. At the end, the remaining 30 questions or 10 questions or 40 questions which are left, keep it some option. 160 attempted. Definitely there will be fetching. Definitely there will be fetching. And this is the major thing you have to remember in the MSET. And for the mediocre students, say to get a minimum marks in MSET, what you have to do? See, in the mathematics point of view, take vector algebra, they are giving more questions, 3 to 4, easy. And 3-dimensional geometry, here lines not there. 3-dimensional geometry, coordinate system, planes, and DRS and DCs. Next easy topic is the matrix and determinant. Next is limits derivative because easy questions are coming and more questions. Differential equations and easy questions are coming. Statistics, generally students will feel easy. Complex number, mains and advance will be difficult, but in the MSET it will be easy. Theory of equations, they are giving 2 to 3 questions. Quadratic, another 2. Around 4 to 5 questions in quadratic and theory will be easy. Next, conic section, if you take ellipse, hyperbola, parabola, every question is the concept direct formula based they are going. That is with IB knowledge, intermediate knowledge only. Ellipse, hyperbola, and parabola questions you can attempt. And next is generally student tendency is the permutation probability they may feel hard, but those who are confident, those who got the concept idea of the permutation, combination, and probability, including random variable, around 7 questions are coming. So, like that, these are the easy topics to attempt. In the few more easy topics means error 1 question is coming, is very easy question. Next, mean value theorem 1 question is coming. Another thing is straight line 3 questions are coming. These are the easy chapters. Next, in the chemistry and physics, already everyone know, because chemistry groups, if you take, is a dry. Telugu Academy or NCERT books, line to line, if you read, underline the important questions. It will be very much useful. And class notes, wherever you study, that class notes you refer again. And Telugu Academy books, underline it, important point, it will be very much useful. In that, chemical bonding, periodic classification, chemical equilibrium, chemical kinetics, solutions, acid bases, fundamental basic organic chemistry, D block, and complex compound depending upon the ligands and EN. And another thing is in the groups, if we take, particularly groups is a dry. More work is needed, more time you trade because trends in the properties of hydrides, oxides, basic character, acidic character, and modern physics, thermometry, thermometry, and thermodynamics. This chapter generally you will feel easy. This easily you can prepare it. That if you work in that manner, definitely you will get a good marks. And one major thing, once again I'm saying 160 you have to attempt at the end. Don't say that without doing. No. First you do how far you can do. 100 questions or 120 you can solve properly in 2 rounds. Attempt it. You solve it perfectly. At the last 10-15 minutes, you attempt all questions in the MSET. Next point, with respect to MSET point of view, if you take, there is a 75% MSET marks weightage they will take, 25% inter marks weightage they will take. So inter means, don't be confused, only maths, physics, chemistry. So in intermediate or CBSE or ICSE, whether whatever that is there, maths, physics, chemistry marks, first year, second year together, total 25% they will convert, and 160 marks will be converted to 75. This 75% of 160, how much you got out of 160, and how much you got out of intermediate if you take in Telangana or there is 600 marks. Math, physics, chemistry, languages 200, take it out. Out of 600, how much? 600 to 600 marks if you get, you will get it as a 25%. Like that. That 25%, this 75% together a combined weightage, they will give a ranking. Now, in this ranking, if you take those who are getting last 2 years trend says, those who are getting 105 marks or more, they are getting seat in a university. Whether it is Usman University, JNTU Kakinada, or Andhra University, or Sri University, or JNTU Anantapur. To get into a university colleges, because university colleges not only in Hyderabad, Usmania, it is JNTU not only in Hyderabad, in Jagitchal it is there, and also in Mantini it is there, in Karimnagar district also. So many other branches are also there in Mahbubnagar. So now, to get into that university colleges, say you have to get 105 or above. If you take Usman University, there is a school of mines at Kottagudem also. So 105 marks or more, you will get into a university. If you get 120 above, definitely you will get a university computer science, first branch. General student will find the computer as the first. Next is the electronics and communication, depending upon the future opportunities in jobs. Next, those who are getting above 70 marks out of 160, those who are getting 70 marks, they will get below 10,000. Below last 2 years analysis I'm talking. Below 10,000 means out of 160, 70 marks after 2 years of study. If you do intermediate only 100% perfect, easily you will get, but many are not getting. So 70 marks out of 160 also you will get a below 10,000. Below 10,000 rank, this is a very much good rank for entering into a good private colleges. Already I told the names. Entering into a Chaitanya Bharati, Matrusri, Vasini, Srinidhi, like this colleges, below 10,000 is enough. In that also again same, 3,000 below, you will get a computer science CBIT, 4,000 below, you will get a secondary MBSR in computer science. That is different. Branches I'm not talking. So below 10,000 rank, if you get, below top 10 good colleges of private colleges, you will get. Whereas 105 or above, you will get a university colleges. University colleges, good rank. This you have to remember. Means to get the minimum thing, you have to try for 70. A good student, plan it now, because the already Telangana government and AP also they announced that July first week our entrance is there in Telangana and July end is the AP entrances are there. Now onwards you plan it to get the 105 and above. You will get a university seat. If you try above 70, definitely you will get around 10,000 and you will get a private engineering college, a good private engineering college. And next one more thing. Say, if you take around 95 to 100, you will get MSET marks. And around, say, 24 marks or 23 marks in the IP weightage I'm talking, MPC. I told 25%, but if you get 23, 24% also, with this mark, you will get around 3,000 rank. 3,000 rank in the MSET. So this is the pattern of the ranking you remember. Now, overall, what I am doing is, you think, because much time is there, And every student, if you plan in a perfect manner, according to weightages, you prepare for the advanced. According to weightage, okay. I am talking about the mediocre student. Who are topper, definitely they can read all the chapters perfectly. So that mediocre student or below average student, according to weightage, every chapter, whatever you are doing, a weightage chapter, 100% perfect you have to do, and 100% you have to attempt it also. And during attempting also, I told for 3 rounds you have to take. First round, easy questions, compulsory, solvable easily in 1 or 2 steps you attempt. In chemistry, maths, physics, in second round, which is kept for review, means known question but lengthy calculation you attempted. Third round, all the remaining questions keep some options. So that 160 you attempt. 160 attempted, definitely you will having an edge. Why I am talking is, if you at 120 properly, 100% you solve. Remaining 40 questions you are keeping maybe 2 or 3 some options. So there is a chance probability that 10 questions or 10 marks extra you may get. 10 marks is a wonderful. So unlucky is there for you. Your lucky is not favoring for you. Even then, 120 you attempted properly, you solved. But out of 40 questions, 10 marks. If you are lucky, you will get 10, 15 also. Whereas if you are very unlucky, is favoring for you. There is no lucky for you. Then also, if I add 5 marks also out of 40, you will get another 5 extra only. You are not solving now. There is no time, no last time. Only last moment, there is no time, and the remaining questions you are keeping. There is no negative marks. You will get another 5 questions, or maybe 5, or maybe 7. You may lucky, may favor, you may get 15. Or you attempted only 90, you solved in first and second round. The remaining 60, you are keeping something. Then also you may get 10 or 5 or 15, 20 extra. It's very good. So that keep in your mind that in MSET, because negative marking is there, you have to attempt all the questions compulsory. This is a clear idea for this one. And rest of things, anyhow, we'll discuss in the another thing, because I am together advanced, mains, and also MSET I told. But in future, in the next month, I want to talk in the next 2 weeks. I will talk about each topic also, because I want to elaborately about this one. And also, within 1-2 days, I'm writing an essay in the Sakshi newspaper. You can see also the details of the various entrances. We'll stop here for today.